qualified customers.
Dave's all new at Patrick Dempsey, plus Amy Sedaris tonight.
When you're trapped under a dome.
What is that?
Don't make it angry.
It's talking to us, Junior!
Angie!
Some people have secrets you couldn't imagine.
What about you?
Only 3 episodes remain.
Somebody shot her.
Of the summer's #1 show.
No.
A new Under the Dome, CBS next Monday.
You want great gas mileage and the latest technology? You've got to seize the day. It's the Labor Day sales event at your local Ford dealer. Grab your opportunity with Ford, the brand that beats Toyota and MPG in every segment they compete. Now get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $3,000 cash back, and make no payments for 90 days. Get your hands on interest-free financing plus big cash back on 12 different models. Only at your local Ford dealer, and only until September 3rd.
They are the pictures too grim to comprehend, but too real to deny.
The indiscriminate slaughter of civilians, the killing of women and children and innocent bystanders by chemical weapons is a moral obscenity.
Tonight, the question isn't, are we going to war, but it may be when. Tough talk about accountability after all signs point to chemical weapons being used in Syria by the Assad regime. It is our top story tonight, and Deborah Alfarone is here with what you need to know. Deb.
Leslie, Secretary of State John Kerry left little doubt that we could soon strike Syria. This after he says it is, quote, undeniable that the rows and rows of victims, many of them children, were exposed to chemical weapons. Just look at this footage.
The indiscriminate slaughter of civilians, the killing of women and children and innocent bystanders by chemical weapons is a moral obscenity.
It is tough to see images, the bodies, hundreds of them, victims exposed to what's believed by many to be a nerve agent.
President Obama believes there must be accountability for those who would use the world's most heinous weapons against the world's most vulnerable people.
That accountability may come in the form of a military strike, and soon. In position right now 4 U.S. Navy warships. They're on standby in the eastern Mediterranean, ready to launch cruise missiles. A British submarine also allegedly waiting. The snipers attacked UN inspectors as they drove to makeshift hospitals littered with bodies, many of them children. This little girl screaming, "I'm alive, I'm alive," in apparent shock. The inspector's role to take blood and tissue samples. This doctor and his unit have treated more than 900 victims of what he is convinced was a nerve agent. He says he has the blood samples to prove it.
We have to deliver these samples to investigation as soon as possible because chemicals in these samples may get less and less with time.
What we saw in Syria last week should shock the conscience of the world. It defies any code of morality.
President Obama hasn't given any further indication at this point of what and when will happen next. Syrian President Bashar Assad's government says they will defend themselves against any international attack. Leslie?
Deb, thank you so much. Now, we are still moved by the powerful and stirring message delivered by a young preacher at the March on Washington 50 years ago. But it took a special nudge from a certain gospel legend who shared the podium with Dr. Martin Luther King before he shared his dream for America with the world. And tonight, Co-M talked with the family of Mahalia Jackson and brings us their connection to the words spoken and sung on a day that made history.
Mahalia Jackson carried a message with her melody. Here she sings at a church during the week of the March on Washington. She had a voice that could move black and white, strangers and relatives.
She'd be very, very proud of the way her name's being used in gospel music and the things that she's done to push civil rights further and to make sure that the equality goes by.
Dr. Lewis Brown says he's a second cousin to the gospel singer. He watched these videos in New Orleans as a And decades later, he shares those memories, an original film from the historic day with his wife and kids in Dale City.
Every time when I see the footage of the march, they would always show the speech that Dr. King gave, which was a great speech, but I didn't get a chance to see the remaining parts of the march. I didn't get a chance to see what I missed.
The Browns are continuing a legacy of community involvement. They're combining their passion for civil rights and their expertise in the environment and creating a justice center right here in Prince William County. It opens next month. Dr. Brown treasures the past, but come Wednesday, on the 50th anniversary, he hopes to follow in those familiar footsteps.
I want to be a part of this, and I want to be a real big part of it so I could sit back and tell my grandkids when I do get them, yeah, I was a part of history.
Living and continuing the dream. Co-M, WUSA 9.
Now on Wednesday, President Obama is expected to speak on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial as part of the day's commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. He'll be joined by former Presidents Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter and a host of celebrities for the Let Freedom Ring celebration. And we will, of course, have a wrap-up of all the day's events for you starting Wednesday on WUSA 9 News at 5. The push continues to get justice for Trayvon. The head of the NAACP says he plans to turn over a petition with 1.7 million signatures to the
we read on air, we hang an ornament on our Good Day tree. Well, Patricia Davis of Stockbridge remembers a Christmas that almost wasn't. She says her mom was working 2 jobs, didn't have enough money for a tree or presents for Patricia and her 2 sisters, and then a business stepped in to help. Christmas morning came and we had nothing. We were so sad because Santa had not come. Then there was a knock on the door. When we opened it, Santa and his elves were standing there with a bag of presents. It was by far the best Christmas I have ever had. My mom did everything she could to provide for us, even though she was a single parent. That is a beautiful story, Patricia. And we're gonna hang this ornament for you on our Christmas tree. That is you, Patricia, for you and your mom. And we've got one more ornament to hang. This ornament came in special delivery from Nokesville, Virginia. Apparently 13-year-old Shamara Brown and her family watch us on Good Day every day, courtesy of Dish Network. Her parents, by the way, married on Christmas Day, and little Shamara just found out that a baby brother or sister will be joining the family in 9 months. So, little Shamara, for you and your family, we're gonna hang this Christmas ornament that you sent to us right there on our Good Day tree. Thank you so very much. Great story.
7:30 and welcome back to Fox 5 Morning News on a Monday morning. We're happy to share some more of your ornaments that you've sent in for our Fox 5 Christmas tree. Now these come to us from the Brown family of Nokesville, Virginia. A big thank you to Drs. Lewis and Shamira Brown for the donation. They always come through every Christmas. We do appreciate you.
Very pretty.
Happy holidays to you.
Some nice ornament.
All righty.
7:31 now. Tucker Barnes joins us with
A lot of people are going to miss them so much. Frank Ski says he's still trying to figure out what platform he's going to use to take his career on that national level, but he says he's determined to do it from right here in Atlanta.
Wanda says she'll relax for a while, then hit the road. Their last day on the air is next Thursday, December 20th.
All right, we're standing in front of the Christmas tree for a good reason.
Yeah, that's right. We're decorating our Good Day Atlanta Christmas tree again with the help of your holiday stories.
For each story we read on the air, we're going to add an ornament to our tree, and we have a sad story today. This one comes to us from Sue Davis, and she says, I have one wish this Christmas for my father. I wish for him to have a pacemaker so he could be with us for Christmas. His heart is getting worse every day. His kidneys are shutting down. And if he doesn't get the money for his surgery soon, we're all going to lose him by Christmas. Please, Santa, if you're listening, send a little miracle our way. Well, we are certainly thinking good thoughts for your family and hoping that you get that Christmas wish this year.
Absolutely, and this is for praying for that miracle indeed. And we're going to hang it right here, and hopefully her prayers will be answered.
Isn't that great?
Yes,
hey, listen,
absolutely.
And real quickly before we Go on. I got to tell you, I got a Christmas card in a package that ended up on my desk. I used to live in Virginia, moved here from Virginia. Yes. And these ornaments were sent in to us by the Brown Foundation. The Reverend Brown sent from Nokesville, Virginia, which is about an hour and maybe 20 minutes or so from Washington, D.C.
Oh, nice.
Nokesville, a little bitty town. I love it out there.
I love small towns, of course.
And they said that they've been watching and following us, and so there you go.
Very cute here.
We'll hang these on our tree as we kind of
absolutely. We have to get these on the tree. Look at this.
Appreciate that.
Right up,
you do that. I'll tell folks what's coming up next. How about that?
All right.
Thank you all so much. The time now is 8.
Hey, let's say good morning to Robert Gray with Fox Business Network in New York with our business beat. Robert, you luck out because, you see, when we talk to Lauren, we always seem to have bad news about big drops on the market, and today you get to talk about a nice gain yesterday.
How about that? It's a welcome change of pace, Steve. Absolutely. I mean, the huge gains yesterday and from two really unexpected areas as well. I mean, first of all, we got good news out of Europe early yesterday with that German confidence from their business sector was expected to fall. And then we got good news from the housing sector right here at home with those housing starts, the highest level in more than a year and a half. Building permits, a sign of future demand for new homes. That was at its best levels in more than a year and a half. So we're still well off the peak, but certainly moving in the right direction. Today, keep an eye out for a report on existing homes. We know that, of course, is the lion's share of the housing market. That's coming out at 8:30 Eastern, so that could be a market mover as well. And certainly in this thinly traded market we've got right now as we head into the holidays, certainly it seems to be that once the momentum starts going in one direction, whether it be down or up, it certainly seems to just pretty much follow through for the rest of the day, and there's not a lot of volume to oppose it and send it the other direction. So we can watch for things early and earlier on. Right now, we've got futures moving higher.
We like to hear that, Robert. We're going to leave it there for now. I know it's earnings season, so we'll have a lot of things to watch for later today. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. It is 6:26 right now. You got it, Robert. Thanks so much. Coming up next, the president says it's the only chance left for millions of Americans to keep a little extra money in their paychecks. House Republicans, though, have rejected it and left town for the holidays. The latest on the payroll tax debate. First, though, a small part that caused a big mess on Metro. Passengers stranded, some claiming that their warnings were ignored. We'll tell you what questions will need to be answered. It's now 6:26.
News, weather, traffic, and all the fun stuff in between. Fox 5 Morning News in the 7 o'clock hour.
Last-minute gift ideas and decorations. We're giving you super neat ideas that you can do on your own.
Then at 8, it's your chance to win tickets to the new movie We Bought a Zoo with Matt Damon. Fox 5 Morning News, the best thing, first thing in the morning.
The final year-end wrap-up is going on now at Bohanka Chevrolet. 011 Tahoes, Suburbans, or Silverados, 0% for 72 months. Or get a new Chevy Cruze for just $199 a month. Sign and drive. Rush to the final year-end wrap-up at Bohanka Chevrolet.
For Andy, tracking his spending with Citibank is as easy as making breakfast.
Omelet?
Sure.
Scrambled eggs.
Actually, it's easier. Citi Financial Tools. Easier banking, standard at Citibank.
We got charged for refills. Really?
Kate uses her Citibank debit card because Kate knows there are some things you shouldn't be charged for.
Refill?
I'm okay.
So does that guy. The Citibank debit card with no monthly fee. Easier banking, standard at Citibank.
It's a terrible thing when your child is born with a birth injury. So many questions. Could this have been prevented? Science and Kirk can investigate and find out what really happened.
If your child has been diagnosed with cerebral palsy, Erb's palsy, or other injury, and you suspect a medical error, call us immediately for a free consultation.
If your child was born with a birth injury, call Science and Kirk at 1-800-LAWYERS or visit youhavealawyer.com.
Hyundai Assurance, the gift that keeps on giving.
All the stress this holiday, I'm glad I bought a Hyundai. With America's best warranty, 10 years of being worry-free, they're watching out for you and me.
Give yourself the gift of peace of mind. You can lease the Sonata for just $199 a month during Hyundai holidays. But only at your local Hyundai dealer.
DC is cheering for the Tony Award-winning Best Musical Jersey Boys. The Washington Post calls it an irresistible Broadway hit. Audiences are in for a dance in the aisles treat. Visit telecharge.com.
Diamond certified 1-carat solitaires just $18.90. 1-carat standards $9.90 per carat. Thousands of GIA and EGL diamonds guaranteed the lowest price. The latest designer styles set while you wait. By Factory Direct, the jewelry exchange in Bethesda.
For January 3rd, it's Pohanka Chevy's final year-end wrap-up. For a limited time, get 0% financing on new Equinox SUVs. Or get a new 012 Traverse with zero due-it signing, just $299 a month. Why pick Pohanka for the year-end savings?
Burns is arrested and goes to jail. He's mine. The Simpsons.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 5.
MCs kick drums, the beats are a cappella. Rap artists singing year round through all weather.
Fox 5 Christmas tree looks absolutely fabulous. Thank you so very much, everybody who has contributed, including Dr. Louis R. Brown of the Brown Foundation, who sent in these beautiful ornaments. Thank you so very much, along with the holiday wishes. We appreciate it, as will the great folks at Borromeo Housing. That's where this tree will go. We will donate the tree and all the ornaments to Borromeo Housing in Arlington, Virginia, which helps young moms and their infants by giving them a place to live, as well as teaching them the skills and education that they need to get jobs.
News 2 at 5:30.
Welcome back. Southern University received a piece of history from a former student. It's a collection of 80 African-American films. News 2's Rachel Frost captured the sights and sounds of the vintage films.
Joe. Evening, Petunia. Evening, Reverend. Bring along, little Joe, so Reverend Green can burn them up.
The department received a call from Mr. Louis Brown. He is an SU alumnus, and he explained to us that he wanted to make a donation to the department.
I've been praying every day for little Joe to get a job. This morning he got one.
We weren't really expecting anything like this to happen. And they range from maybe the 19-teens all the way until the 1950s or so. Many of them are, films that pretty much showcase lots of the African Americans and their talents, not only acting, but also singing and dancing as well. Initially, what we plan to do is, show them to students, campus-wide, and also to the community. They're very rare, many of the films, so we consider ourselves fortunate here at Southern University.
Yes, sir.
Fascinating and rare indeed. Southern University plans to showcase the films as part of the Black History activities.
Local, broadcasting for all North Texas.
A historical collection of films is about to go on display at the African American Museum in Dallas. The donation will allow the public to see films that have not been seen for decades. Fox 4's Sean Rabb has more.
We have a body of work of movies, iconic movies from the Black era.
African American Museum curator Emmanuel Gillespie carefully carries DVDs that hold 200+ films transferred from reel to reels in a bygone era.
This gives us a chance to view, experience new movies for some, old for others, but memories.
The movies donated by Dr. Louis Brown and his Brown Foundation in Virginia.
The African American Museum has inherited a real treasure trove of tapes and videos from an era when African American people were being terrorized.
The films cover a period of time from the 1920s through the 60s.
There were these men, Oscar Micheaux, who's considered the father of black cinema, and Spencer Williams were businessmen who said, here is an opportunity in the midst of all this chaos and terrorism for us to show our people as we know them.
This is Jordan Street in South Dallas, where Spencer Williams grew up. And during the 40s, many of the films he starred in and directed filmed right here on Jordan Street using local actors. The films will begin showing during the Mahalia Jackson Queen of Gospel exhibit being prepared for display this month during Black History Celebration.
And she's actually a multifaceted person. She's not just a singer, which is a great thing, but she was right there in the midst of the civil rights.
Look at these kids. They don't know what it's all about.
Films that gave hope in a hopeless time.
Well, they said, let us write the stories of the best that we are. And as business people, let us get out and put these images before our people.
Positive community images about a people being all they can be before people again. Sean Rabb, Fox 4 News.
The Mahalia Jackson exhibit and the showing of these great historic black films begins tomorrow and runs through June the 30th at the African American Museum in Dallas. That's located at Fair Park.
Gave a shout out rather to her own mom, Marion Robinson, who she called her rock. That's awesome.
Yep.
Mother's Day is so very special. I just want to do a quick shout out, not to my own mother right now because it's too early and, you know, the waterworks, but to longtime viewers, Dr. Lewis Brown and his wife right there watch the show and they support the show, so thank you so much. But this is all about a gift from their kids. They sent me a little package. It had little box of chocolates in it and a card and this bear. And the bear is from basically the kids, and it is little Lewis, whose dad says little Lewis is my biggest fan. There you go. And also his sister Marietta. And so this little blue bear, it's kind of a tie in there. It says United States Marine Corps, and I thank you so much. It's just a sweet little keepsake.
Sweet.
Because you guys didn't have to do that, and I appreciate you. And your parents too, Dr. and Mrs. Brown. So thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there,
Absolutely.
including me.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to you.
So there you go.
Yes.
And my mama and my grandmama, who is
It's a big
right
day in
with
your
my
house,
mom.
isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's like, what, it's 4 generations of women. That
Yeah,
are,
your daughter.
Right,
Yeah. Because you still have your
I celebrate my grandmother, who is 96 years old, and my mom.
That's wonderful.
And then there's me.
I had my mom, I had my grandmother too.
And that is, we're seriously blessed with that.
I feel sorry for your husband on that day. He must be working hard.
You know what I always say? I'm not his mom, so don't worry about it. Let the kids make me some cards, and let's go out and eat dinner. That's it.
There you go. That's great.
All right.
I don't really like it when he gives me a card. It's okay.